Okay, so what happens when the most dangerous place on Earth, a literal hellmouth, becomes a tourist trap? Well, a leaked pilot script for a potential Buffy reboot tackles exactly that question. We're going to break down the whole thing, the key story beats, the brand new characters, and a final twist that, believe me, you will not see coming.
Right off the bat, the script hits us with this perfectly chilling line. An old construction worker says it as they're pulling a teenager's body out of the ground. And just like that, you know that whatever horrors were buried under Sunnydale, they're not gone. Oh no, they were just waiting.
And this slide really nails the central idea here. The original Sunnydale was built on an actual hellmouth, and the whole town's existence was about hiding that terrifying secret. But new Sunnydale? It's monetized it. They've turned the site of a tragic, geological event into a luxury housing development. The secret isn't something to hide anymore, it's a brand.
So let's dive into this new setting and see how this all starts to unravel.
The story kicks off during this festival they call Vampire Weekend. I mean, you can just picture it, right? It's full of cosplayers, tons of merch, haunted house mazes that are modeled on the old high school. The whole vibe is this commercialized horror show, kind of like a Renaissance fair for goths. It's all fun and games until, the real horror decides to crash the party.
And this is the moment everything changes. It's the catalyst for the whole story. After a fight with her boyfriend at the festival, a teenager named Stacy decides to take a shortcut home, right through that brand new luxury golf course. Big mistake. Gnarled, vampiric hands literally pull her under the sand, and the next day when her body is found, the fun is officially over. The Hellmouth is open for business again.
With a new threat, of course, comes a new hero. But as you're about to see, she is about as far from a chosen one as you can possibly get.
So meet Nova. She's our new protagonist, and she's this shy, super brainy kid whose only goal is to get into a summer program at Cambridge and get the heck out of Sunnydale for good. She doesn't really have friends, she feels like a total freak, and she keeps having these violent, prophetic nightmares. She is the classic reluctant hero, completely oblivious to what's really happening to her.
And let me tell you, her powers activate fast. The script lays it all out over the course of one single, absolutely insane day. In the morning, she has this weird moment of super reflexes, catching a falling statue without even looking. By the afternoon, she's literally snatching a crossbow bolt out of thin air. And by nightfall, well, things escalate quite a bit.
This is it. This is the moment where everything changes for Nova. It's where the nightmares and the weird reflexes all collide into a terrifying new reality.
You gotta love the irony here. A super cheesy host at the festival's Slayer costume contest is shouting this line into a microphone. And for Nova, who's in the audience, it's like a lightning bolt. A moment of pure realization. The prophetic visions, the reflexes, it all clicks. This isn't just a weird day anymore. This is a destiny she never, ever asked for.
So she follows this bad feeling and finds herself in an alley, cornered by one of the vampires who killed Stacy. At first, she is terrified. I mean, who wouldn't be? But as he attacks, pure instinct takes over. She fights back with a strength and agility she never knew she had. And in this moment of just pure clarity, she grabs that crossbow arrow she caught earlier and stakes him. He turns to dust right there in front of her.
And here's the crucial part. A classmate, this kid named Hugo, sees the entire thing go down. And while Nova's completely freaking out, he's the first one to actually put a name to what she's just become. This is it, the official passing of the torch.
Of course, a Slayer is nothing without her friends, right? So let's take a look at how this new crew gets pulled into all the chaos.
All right, here's our new team. We've got Hugo, who's this rich tech geek and becomes her first real ally. Then there's Larkin, a super passionate social justice activist. And Gracie, a religious student who's actually convinced that Buffy was a modern-day saint. Three very, very different people who are all about to get a serious reality check. See, each of them has their own run-in with the darkness. Hugo sees Nova's first kill. Gracie witnesses a vampire attack in the library while she's researching local legends. And Larkin, tragically, gets targeted to be a human sacrifice. So their separate high school worlds are just violently smashed together by this ancient evil.
And speaking of that evil, let's talk about the villains. The script sets up a pretty classic Buffy-style twist here.
The plan is simple and absolutely horrifying. The vampires who killed Stacy, turns out they've been buried for 25 years, and they need to perform a blood ritual on sacred, or I guess cursed, ground to raise an entire army of vampires that got trapped down there with them. And this is how it all goes down.
The two original vampires, Shirley and Jack, they turn Nova's seemingly cool history teacher, a guy named Mr. Burke. They use him to get blood bags from the festival's blood drive and to lure the sacrifice, Larkin. But during the ritual, Mr. Burke kills the vampire army's original leader and declares himself the new master, the Magister.
This is the first big rug pull of the story. The one teacher who actually seemed to get the kids, the one encouraging activism and self-care, he turns out to be a power-hungry monster. It's a classic friendly face villain, and now he's ready to lead an army of the undead.
But the script saves its biggest shock for the final page. And it's the one question that every single fan would be asking.
I mean, think about it. With all this going on, a newly awakened Slayer, a rising vampire army, a Hellmouth basically reopened for business, you have to wonder, where on earth is Buffy Summers? And the answer is, she's retired. The script's final scene cuts to New York City. And there we find Buffy, now using her old alias, Ann Summers, working a totally normal 9-to-5 job at some massive insurance company. She's happy, she's professional, and she is completely removed from the world of slang.
This one line just captures her new state of mind perfectly. A coworker jokes about not wanting to be late for a boring meeting, and Buffy's response is wry, but you can tell it's genuine. After everything she went through, the peace and predictability of corporate life is exactly what she wants. She's finally free.
But the script leaves us with this final, provocative question. As Buffy is sitting in a conference room, alerts start popping up on her computer screen. They're insurance claims from Sunnydale, California. Claims for earthquake damage, property destruction, and, you guessed it, death. Her old world is literally pinging her, demanding her attention. So the question is, how long can that normal life really last when the Hellmouth comes calling?